Yeah, might have to restart StreamYard. But you know what? This is why we need the support of the
Why?
community to send in those
Yeah,
wires.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we haven't had one single super chat, not one donation on this whole show. And these peasants, they want to see stuff on the screen. I mean, these guys don't send any money and they expect to see stuff on the screen.
All right, there you go. It's showing. It's showing.
It's showing now.
Yes.
That's so weird. I haven't done anything at all. Okay. Look at this. You see this one here? This patrimony. Yeah. Yeah, Vacheron. I mean, they've done some. This is a JLC movement, right? They've done some cool watches, I think. I mean, in between, like every other one, they have like some, I just don't like these names. They're such goofy names, like patrimony. Like, what kind of name? It's such a
Yeah.
corny name. I don't know what that means. Like,
Yeah.
in terms of
All right.
watches, like, what does that mean?
Yeah. All right. All right. So Colonel, so for the same exact design, right? Would you pay the premium for a Patek over a Vacheron?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because Patek is, it's just got a little, it has a little something extra. There's something, I don't, there's something a little bit poetic about vintage Patek, I'm not talking about the new one. I'm talking about, when you go back, there's something to them. They have a soul,
Mm.
There's a soul to them, what era is this watch from? Look at this. It's a beautiful watch. 40 mil. Is this a modern watch? What is Baron? What do you think this is? This looks like this is a modern watch. This looks like a modern watch. Yeah, 10 grand. So okay, this dial is 10 grand because it's black. You think it's because they're racist? Why does the black dial sell for 10
Maybe.
grand and the green dial for 25?
Yeah. Okay. The funny thing is, like a comparable Breguet, same price.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because my enamel dial Breguet.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I sold it to the dealer at 9.5, right? And
Okay.
it's kind of comparable. So instead of applied indices, I have they're painted on only because it's an enamel dial, right?
Yeah.
And then so I sold it to the dealer for 9.5, and the dealers they probably have a customer lined up. And they're probably selling it for I'm gonna guess around 12.
Probably Archie Luggage, because I think he bought that same exact watch. I feel
No,
it's the same
he
watch, no?
bought he bought the slightly larger but cheaper version of the watch I have. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't understand this why this guy's, going so deep into the Breguet stuff. Did you see that video from that guy? I think he's like Danish or something, or Dutch. This is a good looking watch, 10 grand. Wow.
Yeah.
This
Which guy are you talking about?
some European guy. I think he's like Dutch or Danish, and he talks
Oh
about
no, I
Breguet.
know about yeah, yes. I saw that one from the last video, that the
Yeah,
last live
yeah,
stream that you did. Yeah. So I watched that video before, and then I watched it when you were doing the stream,
yeah.
and I wanted to hop on, but I was catching up on the video at 2x speed, and by the time I finished, you ended the stream. So
How dare you watch my videos at double speed? It's like, by the way, look at this. This actually is the same exact watch with a white dial. It's the same exact watch for 10
yeah,
grand. So the green dial, because it's new. This is exactly my concern with the Vacheron. Like you buy that dial, that green dial,
mhm,
and this is actually a nice looking dial. It's got like a texture to it. I like this.
yeah,
This is probably much better in person. So that's my issue is, you buy that watch for 25 grand, and the same exact watch is 10 grand. Like you get the same exact thing. Why would I spend that? It doesn't make any sense. You know, it's like, so I see there's just too much downside. It's like, you know, it's like the trap door opens up right beneath you, you
Yeah.
know?
Okay. So would say, okay, because the same situation is happening in Rolex, right? Because they have, the different variations of each model of watch and be like, oh, this one just has like, the text here is red, or like, there's one extra line of text. And then all of a sudden that becomes like, oh, this is a more rare model. So
Oh,
it's
yeah,
worth
yeah,
more.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
But
a little bit, but yeah.
I also think Rolex is also a market in itself, just because there's so much of a following for Rolex as opposed to
Yeah.
Vacheron.
Yeah. I
So
think it's
that doesn't.
look at this. Look at this. This is right up your alley. It's like it's almost like a Breguet. You see this?
Yeah, yeah, but it's got too much going on.
Really?
Yeah, it's too many subdials. I'm looking for time only.
Oh yeah, for you. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I actually like this. Where is this guy? What country is this? This Tromostan? Oh, he's in Girl. Oh, he's in Serbia. That's Bear Clooney. Uh, wow, that's a cool watch. Yeah, this is like a charming watch. 10 grand. I think it's a little bit high, but you know,
Mhm.
this is beautiful. Yeah, this is like, I mean, this is what we're talking about, like a real, you know, yeah, traditional. Yeah, this is the traditional. This is the watch. White dial is 10 grand, green dial is 20 grand. Yeah, it's crazy. It's you know, it's insulting. That's what it is. It's really literally this is the same thing, right? It's just
Mhm.
insulting. But you know, for 10 grand, this is not a bad deal.
Yeah, but what's the? Can you check the size? Is it the same size?
38. 38
Oh,
millimeter. Yeah, yeah. 38
yeah,
millimeter. No, it's actually it looks like a modern watch. It looks timeless. You know, it looks like it doesn't look
yeah,
like a,
yeah,
you know, fussy. It doesn't have that fussy Patek look. Patek now, the Calatravas, they look fussy. This one looks like the case. This one has a much more cleaner, more contemporary look than Patek.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I know what you're saying, because some of the
yeah,
watches, it looks like the time period for which it was designed. Like you look at it and be like, no, this is a watch from, like this period, and, and some of them should have stayed there.
yeah, I love this. I mean, I think this is a really good deal. I mean, um, I'm surprised it's so cheap because, like, if you look at Patek, a same Patek is like what of this? This is like what? This is like a new, brand new watch. Basically, this is like 2020, whatever 20. But a Patek now, a Calatrava is going to be what, in the 20s for a new Calatrava, I think, right? And this thing
Can
is
you even get one in twenties? I think they start maybe in like the low 30s, 32 maybe.
it could be, yeah. I don't pay. I mean, I don't really like. I'm not a fan of, like, you know. I'm not buying a Calatrava, so I don't know. I don't even know. It could be 30. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah. The problem is they're just making them too big now. I mean, for me, they're too big. It's like, hang on a second, look at this. But these are really cool watches for. It seems like a very. Oh, this has got the date window, and it's a little bit too messy. Yeah, yeah. So if this was white gold time only, would you go for that? It's got a second hand.
Oh
Look,
yeah,
look.
yeah. If they got rid of the date, actually, I don't mind having the second in a subdial. I mean,
Looks
if
cool.
it does have seconds, I prefer central seconds. But I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead, Colonel.
No, the second in a subdial I think is cool. I don't like this the big. I like it in a subdial. It makes it more, you know, like, I don't know, just make it's more calming.
Yeah. Okay. So I used to be into the second subdials, but then I heard a really compelling argument for why central seconds is better. Basically,
Mm.
it's saying that if with the shorthand you can't see the clean sweep of the seconds hands. So they said like if it's a subdial, it might as well just be quartz. But when it's mechanical, uh, when it's in the central seconds, you see the clean sweep.
Oh. Uh, oh, this okay. So this watch, which we were looking at before, yeah, I got
Mm-hmm.
fooled by this because I thought this was a vintage old watch. This is the thing they were doing. This is, I guess, 2000. I think in the early 2000s they were doing some sort of like a reissue or something. Because I've seen this before. They did some sort of like a reissue of old looking designs uh, in this era. 2000. So it's a new watch, basically, 12 Gs. Uh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's like that's the thing. I mean, like these, I don't get all this like mania and hype about like people buying new Patek and new this or that. When you can get like right over here, like we're just looking at the stuff now. Is like, and this is not even the good stuff. This is like relatively basic. There's just so much stuff out there in the market.
Yeah, yeah,
So much to choose from.
yeah.
So look at this. This is also, I think, from the early 2000s. No, this is like a JLC type of movement. Yeah, this is a JLC movement, I think. Yeah, it's funny. Okay. All right, that's it. We've gotten paid, so we're gonna end the stream, I think. All right. Baron, thank you for joining.
Oh, thank you for having me, Colonel.
Keep sending those the emails to Elon. Let him know that
Okay.
you're being productive. By the way, I'm curious. Are people in your office, are they worried about Elon and all that?
No, but in terms of okay, so in terms of I guess people being cut. So where I work is I my career field is in a shortage, but that doesn't really help if they're kind of just like carving out like huge chunks.
Hmm.
So everyone's kind of like, I don't know, like we think we're kind of safe because the stuff that we do is there's a lot of statutory protections. So like we think we're safe, but no one really knows. So
Hmm.
I don't know. Like I had a meeting with my supervisor today, my weekly meeting, and she was saying, yeah, well, we'll just get past August. If we get past August, we should be safe.
Okay. Why?
So that
What's August? What is that all about? Why August? What is that?
because it's this month they're submitting the plans for uh, how we're going to operate, at different staffing levels. So, if they start cutting people, like what it's going to look like. So, like, which functions is it within our organization that have to be done, right? It's things that are kind of like so the government does, like let's say they manage public lands, right? And then you have some places that are like, for example, right, like the Bureau of Land Management. In the
Hmm.
Pacific Northwest where I am, the Bureau of Land Management actually generates revenue for the government because of all the land we own, and
Okay.
there's trees growing on that land, which are then harvested for lumber, for different like paper products and or whatever, right?
Aren't they?
So
Aren't they trying to not allow the trees to be cut down or something? Isn't there like a whole thing to not cut the trees down?
well, that's always something that's going on with different environmental groups. So
Hmm.
if they find some kind of like endangered kind of animal or something like that, then that could
Right.
cause an issue. But at the same time, the forest land has to be like certain areas have to be thinned out from time to time, or else
Yeah, you
you
have
get
otherwise
a
it's fires like
yeah,
California.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Not only that, if you just let an area kind of like ignoring the fires, if you let an area just grow like unchecked by itself, you get overgrowth, and it kind of just like it doesn't create a healthy environment for the different trees and plant life that are there, just because it's too crowded. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
so yeah. So we've got different things like that. So over on the Bureau of Land Management side, they generate money by selling off the trees. They're harvested and then they go to the mills for whatever. So they do that. We also have different like fish hatcheries kind of here in the area as well for salmon. where we
Mhm.
actually kind of like we actually kind of like grow the salmon, like they harvest the eggs, and then they kind of
Oh,
like they're yeah, so they're kind of like, and then they're just we grow the fish in these incubators, and they get released. So that's an important
wait,
part of supporting the ecosystem.
the government owns that?
Yeah,
The
so they
government
own different
owns
hatcheries. Yeah, they own hatcheries where they actually grow fish. In Pacific Northwest, it's salmon. In other parts of the
what?
country, it could be like trout or some other fish.
Okay. Why do they do that? Isn't that like, shouldn't that be like a private thing? Like, why is the government, like, what is their, I mean, like, why are they growing fish? Isn't that like a private
Yeah, so
business, like farming
it
fish?
it's to yeah. So we grow the fish and then we release it, because it's to support the salmon population,
Oh, okay,
because
okay,
it's
okay.
yeah, because it's important to the ecosystem, as well as there's also different commercial you know practices out here, or purposes, because it's you get like people, like they go and then they uh, they harvest the fish, for the meat, as well
Mm,
as they have different there's different places where we actually have farms, like commercial farms, where they're growing the fish for the meat.
got got it. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Sounds
but
good.
but
All right.
here, yeah, but the government's just supporting the salmon population to make sure it doesn't kind of collapse on itself.
Right, right. Okay. So, all right. So you got the, okay. We'll see what happens by August. So, so no
Yeah,
trial,
yeah,
no trials by then. Okay. All right. So now, well, now listen. Now you got options. You got Vacheron could be the next move for you, possibly, potentially, potentially.
could be. Yeah, let me sell off the Breguet, and sell my other shitters, and then
I mean,
we'll
those Vacherons. If you put it on a different strap, it totally changes the watch. You put it like on a suede strap, it becomes like a more, versatile, like a more of a casual type of watch.
yeah, yeah, especially if it's in white gold. Yeah, definitely. So I mean that is definitely something I'm considering, because before I would say, like, okay, before I became a baron, right? I would say I didn't really consider vintage watches, but after joining, this is like I started giving it a lot of consideration for vintage watches, because there's a lot of value there, and it's, especially for what I'm looking for, it has a lot of the things that I'm looking for, because there's a lot more options for manual wind, and
But
especially for time only.
yeah, yeah. Listen, if you're looking for manual wind time only, like, why do you even need my? It's like, yeah, it's the same stuff. It's basically, there's nothing has changed. But
Yeah,
but
yeah,
actually, the ones we were looking at are actually modern watches, right? The ones for 10 grand are all, those are new watches with the white dials. Those the ones we had up on the screen. Those are all like brand new. That patrimony, like this. Well, this date window like really screws it up. But let me see here. Where is this guy? Yeah. So these. I mean, this is like. Where did they go? Where did it go? All right, whatever, whatever. We saw it. Oh, there it is. White gold. White gold.
yeah.
Look at that. Brand new modern watch. Doesn't tell you what year, but yeah, look at that. In white gold, it doesn't look as exciting though. It looks
I don't
kind
know.
of
I
like, it
I
looks a little
I, I,
plain.
I like it. I like it in white gold. I'm just imagining it. All right, putting it on like at like a beige color, like suede strap.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this watch. I mean, hey, you could probably get these for like 10 grand.
Yeah,
I mean, it means if you sell your Borrega, you'd have money left over.
that's right. That's right.
You'd be able to send a donation to the channel. Most importantly, that's like the most important consideration when it comes to
Yeah,
looking to watch. Like, how much you're gonna have to be able to contribute. That
yeah,
should be your
yeah.
prime consideration. What
Yeah,
kind of contribution?
that's right. That's right. It's how many. how many $100 bills can I stuff on an envelope when when I come to the Winter Congress?
That's correct. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's it. Shit, I'm really surprised by this Vacheron stuff. This is like these guys have like a lot of interesting stuff. And it's a. What do you think of the name? Are you? Oh, this is nice. Look at this. Actually, the date is not, but could be a nice style. Because I think Vacheron actually is the only watchmaker that's actually been around in as long as they claim, like continuously operating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everybody else.
And they've probably been around longer than that because their paperwork only dates to there. But it was some kind of like apprenticeship paperwork, so they probably existed, for years prior to that.
Oh, interesting. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because before they found the paperwork, it was Breguet was the oldest brand in continual production. But then they found, but then Vacheron found the like some kind of apprenticeship paperwork. So then they beat Breguet by 20 years.
Yeah, all these guys, they all come up with stories here. No, this is look at this here. No, they got some nice stuff. I'm actually very surprised. I haven't seen that many Vacherons that really like turn me on. Like, but some of this, the green, some of these other things are interesting. It's like it's just interesting to see what these guys are doing. I'm like very pleasantly surprised. But it's kind of it's still a little bit. At the end of the day, I'm looking at all these. They're all very kind of boring. You know what I mean? They're just very Swiss boring. It's kind of like very clean, elegant. It works, but it's not exciting.
Yeah.
It's like a Lexus. It's just okay. You're not gonna have any.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It's not. It's not. It doesn't have the emotional. It's not like I don't know, like an Italian car,
yeah.
where you never know what's going to happen.
That's part of the excitement. Yeah.
Right, right, right. Look at this. This is the blue dot. This is a blue dot. Look at this. Wow. No, the green dot I think is the best one they make. Yeah, this is not as good. Uh, yeah, but it just goes to show you. Yeah. Okay, Baron. Thank you for joining. And we'll see you. We'll see you in the next one.
Yep. See you on the next one, Colonel. All right.
All
Talk
right.
to you later. Bye.
AMF peasants.